Video kami. Video. Happy Sunday, Troy. Sa lahat ng mga kaibigan natin out there. Exciting matchup at hand as both teams will try to bounce back from their tough losses. Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith, they lost against Quezon City 8-8 Junior Giants 67-76. 52 to 56. Listen.
We stay with the 1800 division for our fourth game, and this time we shift our attention to the North Division as we are still live from Bahay ni Jawo in Valenzuela City. We continue the live coverage of the country's premier youth basketball league, the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. And for our games today, the first set of three, Palawan against Mindoro, already done. Now heading into our first game of the second set, this time Junior Mandaluyong, Microsmith going up against JT Bulacan, Taipan. Good afternoon, everybody. The name is Chop Pangilinan, covering the action with Coach Quito Limbo and with our courtside reporter, Miss Daphne Cristobal. Coach Quito, the defending, struggling champions, still trying to find their groove midway through the season. Pero kalaban naman nila, the unexpected current division leaders.
Yes, and happy Sunday to everyone. As you can see, an exciting matchup that you're going to experience in our fourth game between Mandaluyong and Bulacan.
But first, pag-usapan muna natin, Coach Quito, actually both teams coming from a loss. Unang-una yung Mandaluyong.
Okay, for Mandaluyong, Junior Microsmith, they lost against Quezon City 8-8 Junior Giants 67-76. They shot 32% in the field. Well, the interesting part here in the stat sheet is the bench points, wherein Mandaluyong only scored 7 points compared to 48 points of Quezon City. And their main guy for Mandaluyong was none other than Justin Elduayan, who scored 18 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 steals.
And now talking about Bulacan also losing this time to the Antipolo JY Titans.
For Bulacan, JT Taipan, they lost. They taste their first loss of the season as they lost against Antipolo JY Titans 52-56. They shot poorly in the field, shooting 28%. And the most interesting part here is the 3 points, wherein they shot 7 out of 37 in 3-point range for Bulacan Taipan. And their main guy last game was none other than Rosal Del Pozo, who made 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals.
But unfortunately, Mr. Del Pozo will not be playing today, and definitely that will be a big challenge for the Bulacan GD Taipan, and for Mandaluyong, that's a big advantage. But now, let's waste no time further. Let's turn it over to our venue announcer, Mr. Gio Cruz.
Enjoyment continues here at Bahay ni Jawo here in Valenzuela City for the continuation of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. We are live on the official FB page and YouTube channel of the Junior MPBL. It's the 18-other division. Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith versus JT Bulacan Taipan. Now let's meet the starters, beginning with Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. At guard number 11, Andre Herrera. At guard number 6, Iris Chua. At forward number 19, Sean Antazo. At forward number 42, Ken Atienza. And at center number 29, Irvin Daha. Head coach for Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith 18-under, Yong Kotiklista, assisted by Christian Kamay. Team owners Joseph Chua and Mark Herrera. And now let's meet the starters from JT Bulacan Taipan. Starting guard number 5, Jude Watson. Other guard number 23, Carmelo Calapan. At forward, number 24, Miggy Calachan. Other forward, number 27, Yuan Fajardo. And man in the middle, number 10, Kiel De Vega. Head coach is JP Magbitang. Assisted are Andy Chongson, Giro Del Pozo. Team managers, Christian Calapan and Charles Kiko.
And for our Doride Bola ng Pinoy team starters, for Bulacan we have Lacson, Canlapan, Calachan, Fajardo, and De La Vega. For Mandaluyong we have Herrera, Chua, Antazo, Atienza, and Daha. Once again in our 18 and under division. And before we continue, thank you first to Congressman Eric Martinez, to Dr. Catherine Martinez, and to Kapitan John Manoy Ahero for hosting today's game live here in Bahay ni Jawo in Valenzuela City. And of course, shout out to team owners of Mandaluyong, Coach Mark Herrera and Mr. Joseph Chua. And for Bulacan, team owner Honorable Joe Bintay and team manager Charles Kimpo. As we begin our ball game, looks like first bucket of the game is an and one, courtesy of Mr. Atienza.
And Mr. Atienda, ito yung sinasabi ni Jaime na yung key player for Team Mandaluyong as he got their first basket for Mandaluyong.
Let's take another look at this pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move. Atienza capitalizing his space underneath but unable to complete the three-point play. And again, Coach Quito, we've mentioned both teams coming off a loss. So definitely, both teams wanting to bounce back. Pero iba yung kawalan ng isang Russell Del Pozo.
Yes, that's correct. And that was a tough loss para dito sa Bulacan Taipan as they lost by only 4 points. As you can see, that first basket for Bulacan Taipan by De La Vega.
Imagine, Russell Del Pozo having a bad game pero siya pa rin yung highest scorer ng team mo. So that will speak volumes kung gaano mo kakailangan ang isang Russell Del Pozo.
Yes, I agree. But that was a interesting game against Antipolo because Del Pozo came off the bench during that game. And I was wondering, sino ba nag-cover nung game na yun?
I actually forgot. But
Dalawang pogi yan eh. Alam ko si Cho ba yun? At saka si Coach Mark.
Sinabi ko na nakalimutan ko eh. Pero this time, it's a foul going to be called on Bulacan. So that means 2 free throws for Antazo. Meanwhile, it's 4-2. Only a 2-point lead for Mandaluyong. And again, if you're Mandaluyong, Coach Quito, you're the defending champions. Pero obviously, revamp na ang lineup mo. But for now, you have a chance to beat itong JT Bulacan Taipan with the absence of their main player.
Yes. This is a good opportunity for Mandaluyong to bounce back coming from a they had 2 straight losses na for this season. And let's see if they will capitalize it as wala dito si Del Pozo.
And again, we're all familiar with Mandaluyong. You know, Mandaluyong is not a losing team, and definitely we'll expect them to bounce back. And not to mention, they also have players from the Batang Gilas program.
Yes, that's correct. And if I'm not mistaken, they have 2 Gilas players for Mandaluyong.
It's not only Gilas players, but you know, players from top UAAP schools as well.
Yes,
The likes of De La Salle Zobel. So
Yes.
definitely safe to say star-studded ang itong Mandaluyong squad.
Yes, but if you're in the part of Bulacan, you're excited to play against these types of players because you're gonna be tested kung gaano ka kagaling.
Yeah, definitely. That's the beauty of having these kinds of teams. Meanwhile, Chua, all the way from Mandaluyong.
Oh, what a shot there by Chua. And this is the guy that you need to cover if you're the part of Bulacan because he's the guy before in another tournament who made 100 points if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 105 to be exact. And again, he's known for that. He's known for shooting those long bombs, extremely long bombs. So you will have to do your assignment. Meanwhile, Herrera will hand it off. Chua. Back to Herrera. Daha trying to get free, still with Herrera. Sends it out. That's a steal for Bulacan. They're down by 5. Corner 3, that goes in, courtesy of Rich Lacson.
And last game against Antipolo, they were smothered by the defense of Antipolo, shooting only 7 out of 37 in the 3-point range. This time, let's see if gusto makakabawi sila dun sa shooting performance na yun.
So I think safe to say itong Bulacan, they live and die by the 3-pointer.
Yes.
So what's your thoughts about that? Is that an efficient way to set up your offense?
Well, for me, they need to find other ways to shoot the ball because, as you can see, when they play against Antipolo, as you can see that another basket from number 5, Lacson. But again, shooting at the 3-point area is not bad, especially in today's game. But they need to be smarter, especially in the middle of the season. You'll be studied by your opponents.
Let's take another look in this Rich Lacson 3-pointer from the same spot. That's 2 in a row for him. And a timeout called right here under 6 minutes remaining. It's 10-9. Nature Spring timeout. We'll be back.
Craving for that bounce back victory itong ang Bulacan JT Taipan. Although last game they fell short or that was a setback, but then they've come to realize na dapat talaga hindi sila magpakampante as a team. One thing that they've also realized is dapat mas maging intact pa sila. Also missing to this game itong si Rosel Del Pozo. Well, as per the coaches, ito yung chance for the other players para mas magkaroon pa sila ng time na mapatunayan itong spot nila. So let's see how the Bulacan JT Taipan will bounce back from that loss. That's all for now. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Daphne, for that report. And again, we've mentioned the absence of Russell Del Pozo, but then again, the silver lining, other players will have a chance, Coach Quito, to showcase what they can contribute to the team.
Yes, 100%. And that's the reason why you have 15 lineup in this team. And all of these players deserve this roster spot. And all they have to do is to wait for their coaches to call their names in the bench and showcase their talent to help the team win.
That'll be the case, hopefully, for Bulacan. As we see itong si Mr. Atienza once again hitting it from mid-range. The 3-point barrage continues for Bulacan.
And that's really the strength of JT Bulacan Taipan. And once they know and learn how to use their space, they can definitely attack the rim and get those 2-point baskets.
Meanwhile, Daha muscling his way inside.
And he's one of the Gilas players that we've mentioned, and using his size at that time.
Lacson will miss that time. Here goes Da, trying to go coast to coast, but gets double teamed. Sends it out to Herrera. It's now with Chua. Now Antazo will take a 3 and will knock that down.
And what a shot there by Andazo.
To make that 18-15. We're over 4 minutes remaining. And that won't go for Bulacan. So for Mandaluyong, matching the shooting prowess of Bulacan. Antazo one more time. Won't go back to back.
And both teams, as early as the fourth quarter, trying to jack up a lot of threes.
Talk about the confidence. Meanwhile, Kalachan won't connect. They try to get it back. Picked up by Antazo. At the break, the move. So that'll be 2 free throws for Sean Antazo.
And last game for Sean Reynan Antazo. He's averaging 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist.
Almost 25 minutes per game. Definitely a big contributor for his squad. Again, with the absence of Dahad and Chua and Banal as well.
Yes.
Because of their Batang Gilas stints.
Well, their last game against QC. Sayang yung game na yun because there was a time wherein the opponent is just up by 1 point, but they weren't able to capitalize, and slowly lumamang ang Quezon City all throughout that game.
Meanwhile, Russell Santos in the ball game. That won't go in for him. Meanwhile, on the other side, Antazo basket and one. And the fast break.
And this is something new for Mandaluyong. Since kompleto sila, they can easily do these types of fast breaks. As you can see, that layup for Antazo.
Pound for pound fitness foul count and move for Sean Antazo. Already has 7 points to his name, a chance to make it 8. And he does. More importantly, it's an 8-point lead for the Microsmith. Gapak brings it down for Bulacan. Still with him, sends it outside. And that's a foul, offensive foul going to be called on Gapak. Or rather, that's on the big man, number 9, Zyron Gonzalez.
And that was an illegal screen para dito kay Gonzalez. Trying to move, hindi pa nakaka-set up yung teammate niya.
Daha inside, escapes his defender off the glass. That's good. And that's a technical foul, I believe, going to be called on Irvin Daha for taunting. So that's a technical freebie, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is indeed.
And that's very unfortunate for Mandaluyong because they have the momentum already. And as you can see, they had a basket a while ago.
And for Russell Santos, he's able to make that freebie, cuts it to 9. Under 3 minutes remaining. Gapa directing the offense. Pangan now inside Gonzalez. That was intended for Pangan. At the break, Antazo once again.
Antazo, that's his 12 points in the game, Cho.
Scoring almost half the points of his squad. How do you like the contribution of this Antazo guy? Meanwhile, that is off the mark. Irvin Daha brings it down. Sends it to Chua. He attacks, nowhere to go, sends it outside. Daha, inside again, getting fouled on his way to the cup.
And that's the advantage of having that height for Mandaluyong. And sayang lang wala tong si Daha last game against Quezon City.
Again, certainly a big contributor to his squad. Pero again, sakto, may Batang Villa stints siya na nagsasabay sa ating junior MPBL.
Yes, and as you can see, his average stat here, 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists.
And that's the Irvin Daha we all know. I think he's at least 6'5".
Yeah.
Even more, but at least 6'5". Meanwhile, we're under 2 minutes remaining in our first chapter. 3-point attempt will go in for Gonzalez. Long pass, Sean Antazo. The bump. And that's a foul, I believe, going to be called on Russell Santos.
And that's a pretty smart move here by Antazo, trying to create the contact. And because of that, he earned his way to the charity stripe.
That is indeed true, as Bulacan now in the penalty. Pero ito namang Mandaluyong, talk about defending in a disciplined way. 0 fouls in this quarter.
And that's because of Bulacan really tempted to shoot outside. And let's see if they can adjust in this type of game.
That'll be the task at hand, certainly, for Bulacan. But for Mandaluyong, you're up by a bunch right here, 14 to be exact. Something you should take care. Meanwhile, Antazo tried to intercept the passing lanes, but possession staying with Bulacan.
And good defense here para dito sa Mandaluyong, trying to anticipate the plays. And if you're Bulacan, you don't just run the system. Just need to read the defense, what's in front of you.
And Simon Pulungbarit, first time entering the ball game, One of the key guys as well on the side of Bulacan. Meanwhile, Gapak, nowhere to go inside. But that's a foul, I believe, going to be called on Irvin Daha. Or rather, that's on John Atienza. Possession going to stay with Bulacan.
And that's a lucky break here in the part of Bulacan. That offense was going nowhere.
One minute remaining in our opening chapter. They almost lose the leather. They keep it alive. It's up top with Santos. Inside, one-hander. No good on the floater. The putback is good though.
And that was a good effort here by Laksamana, giving another chance for Bulacan to get a basket.
Santos sends it to El Duayan. He attacks the lane. That's going to be 2 free throws for Justin El Duayan.
And Justin El Duayan was the guy who helped Mandaluyong try to win last game against Quezon City. He made 18 points during that time.
Second one on its way. And that's good for Justin El Duayan. 33.2 seconds remaining in our opening chapter. So far, Mandaluyong in the driver's seat. Bulacan, a chance to minimize the lead with little time remaining. Santos, no good on that attack. Good save by Atienza. Daha brings it down. Daha still with him. Sends it inside. Good find. Converting on a basket is Justin El Duayan.
A good drop-off pass there by Daha. And that's a huge advantage if you're Mandaluyong, if you have a center that brings down the ball.
Santos, last second shot is good. What a shot by Russell Santos to minimize the lead. And at the end of the first quarter, it's 33-21, a 12-point lead as the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith still in the driver's seat. And we shall return. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Back to the action right here. It's 33-21. 12-point lead on the side of the Mandaluyong Junior Microsmith. So far it has been a good quarter for them. Not fouling, or rather has fouled just in a limited way. Ito namang Bulacan reaching the penalty early.
But so far, Bulacan has been struggling offensively. Well, not really. Shooting 38% in the field, but Mandaluyong is shooting 68% in the field in the first quarter.
And so far, leading the charge is Sean Antazo with 14 points. And on the other side, ito namang si Lacson, who got 2 3-pointers in a row and 2 more points, leading to 8. Again, leading the charge for Bulacan. As we approach our second period, that's a violation called on Santos. And again, just a quick recap. Itong si Noah Banal of Mandaluyong, another Gilas player unavailable for Mandaluyong as well. But still, you know, they have the likes of Daha and Chua.
Chua, yes.
I think, safe to say, mas masakit yung kawalan ni Russell Del Pozo for Bulacan.
I agree because Russell Del Pozo is averaging 15 points in this tournament. And next person in line is Mark Santos already. He's averaging just 9 points, or rather 8 points per game.
But still, they do have Simon Pulong Barid. Pero iba ba rin, Coach Kito, yung meron kang ball handling star na can create his own shot for himself.
I agree 100%. And not only that, well experienced. As you can see, trying to break down his defense. Although that was a good block here by number 7, Pulong Barid.
Meanwhile, let's take a look in this possession by Bulacan. No good from Bangan. Picked up by Gapak. He decides to reset the offense. The pick from Laksamana. Gapak sends it out. Santos for 3. Won't connect. Chua has the leather. Sends it to Daha. Irvin Daha, the spin, the attack. Won't go for Irvin Daha. Santos not wasting any time. That goes out of bounds. Possession staying with JT Bulacan Taipan.
As you can see, Bulacan trying to pick up the pace. But so far, the pace and the defense, of the transition defense of Mandaluyong is really up on their feet.
That is no go from Laksamana. Meanwhile, Iros Chua has the leather. The hesitation fading away. That is good for Iros Chua.
Oh, what a spin move here by Chua.
Make that a 13-point lead for Mandaluyong. Gapak. Now Laksamana has it. Finds Bangan. Inside against Chua. Sends it to the corner. They fire for 3. Finally will connect for Russell Santos.
Russell Santos has been helping this team wheel off in this game.
2 minutes gone by in our second period. Earl Santos against Russell Santos. Daha at the wing. Looks at the clock. Shot clock down to 6. Daha lays it up. Won't fall. Santos receives it. Sends it to Gapak. Another reset in the offense. Gapak attacks. Sends it to the corner. Another fire from 3. That won't go. Out of bounds possession back to Mandaluyong.
And that's the 15th attempt in the three-point arc by Bulacan.
Again, talk about the volume of threes they've been taking.
Yes.
And they're known for that.
Yes, definitely. However, they need to find a way to check and see if there are some other options in their possessions.
So safe to say, Coach Quito, you think that being a jack of all trades and master of none is better than being master of one?
Yes, I agree on that because it creates a lot of dimensions in the game, and you create lots of options also for your team or for your teammates to score a basket.
And I think there's no such thing as master of one.
Yes, I agree.
Or master in general.
As you can see, you know, Golden State, they're known by their 3 points, but once the defense is open, they try to attack.
Definitely no one or no such thing is a master of one.
100%.
Meanwhile, another send off to the corner. This time is Victoria. Not connecting on the 3. Picked up by Irvin Daha. It's down to an 8-point lead for Mandaluyong. Daha attacks the lane, lays it up and in.
And Daha, halatang gustong bumawi since wala siya sa game last game.
And that's what you love to see. But ito namang Bulacan, looking eager to really capitalize on the absence of Del Pozo. Pero ito namang Laksamana, shooting from deep.
Another 3 points here by Bulacan Taipan.
Andazo lays it up, basket and 1 for Sean Andazo. make that 16 points for him as we take another look in this pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move. Definitely very important to continue the play despite the whistle. But now let's turn it over to Daphne for a report.
All business para dito sa junior Microsmith, composed of talented and competitive players kung saan yung iba pa nga ay galing sa Gilas pool. Well, oftentimes, they're not complete on both trainings and games, but regardless, the team slowly glides together in ensuring that no one will be left behind. Cho and Coach Kito, so far, what's left behind is their opponent. What can you say about this?
Thank you very much, Daphne, for that report. And indeed, no looking back right now for Mandaluyong, but still just a 10-point lead. You know, you really can't conclude anything on who will win this ball game.
Yes, I agree, but Mandaluyong needs to step up in terms of their performance in this season, since they are 2-3 already.
Basket held for Irvin.
Basket and one for Bon Irvin Daha
De La Vega, that's his second.
as he extends the lead to 12. And let's take another look. Good find from Matienza. The spin by Daha, leading to that pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move.
And the footwork, that was very underrated, and you seldom see these types of players using their footwork.
Indeed, the art of the footwork,
Yes,
not very simple, but still, you know, very useful.
very effective, yes.
And we're hitting our 5-minute mark in the second chapter. Bulacan down by 12 right now. They attack the lane, one-hander that won't fall. Picked up by Daha once again. Daha has it. Fires for three. Won't connect. They get it back. Chua this time. Bang!
What a shot there by Chua, but you need to give credit to Jarius for keeping the ball alive for Mandaluyong.
That's what you like to see. A lot of options. Sabi mo nga kanina, Coach Kito. Having dimensions in your game
Yes.
is important.
Yes, I agree.
Meanwhile, Victoria missing that one. Another miss for them. And Atienza on the floor.
Foul on number 7, Simon Pulumbarit, that's his
Pulong
first
Barit getting called for that foul.
substitution. Oliver Almonte for Irvin Daha.
So make that a 15-point lead on the side of Mandaluyong. And Almonte subbing in for Irvin Daha. And Antazo still in the ball game, leading the charge with 17 points. Antazo drops it to Atienza, intercepted by Victoria. Here it comes, good pass, Lacson won't fall, the putback by Simon Pulong-Barit.
And this is what Bulacan is known for also in their fast break transition. And good thing to see that at least in that way they were able to convert from the turnover of Mandaluyong.
Oh, what a shot from Sean Antazo, all the way from Mandaluyong.
Oh, what a shot there by Antazo, and right now he has 20 points already.
Meanwhile, Lacson basket and one. Doing his best to answer back to the offense of Antazo as you take another look. The pick, capitalizing on that one with a one-hander, leading to that pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move.
And that has been what they're doing all throughout the game a while ago. It's just that every time they do that, merong Daha na humaharap sa kanila. And this time, since wala si Daha doon, they were able to make a basket.
And indeed, smart move for Bulacan, capitalizing on the absence of Irvin Daha. And right now, on the floor is Almonte again. Still Chua on the floor. Atienza, Herrera newly inserted. Antazo losing the leather. But intercepted by Andre Herrera. Finds Chua. Chua. The pick from Almonte. Losing it. De La Vega on the attack. No good on the other side.
Oh, lucky break there in the part of Mandaluyong. Missing that Gibby.
Meanwhile, a three-point attempt. John Ken Atienza
Napakasakit na tough break here for the Bulacan Taipan. They were about to score a basket, tapos nabalikan pa sila ng 3 points.
Meanwhile, able to answer back is De La Vega. And a timeout presented to you by Nature Spring, the #1 bottled water in the Philippines, is called as we take another look. 3-pointer from the big guy, Ken Atienza. And answering back on the other side is De La Vega. It's 51 rather to 38. 2 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in our second chapter.